A few disclaimers before I start. This is going to be a video primarily directed to my future self. It is going to be heavily pessimistic, and it's fine. I do like it though. So if you all do have opinions, make sure to leave them. I appreciate it. That's fine. Also, this is going to be the first video I read a script for. I have written it because I had a lot of ideas and I really wanted it to have a structure, because again this one matters to me a bit more. So yeah, I won't be looking at the camera all the time because I'm reading from a script, but I will. So getting right into it, what I wanted to say was that life is funny. It is that in life, with the correct victimizing mindset and the death of the will to actually do better in life, you are always going to be happy. No matter what you end up doing, you will just always be happy with the correct mindset. Or in this case, I would kind of say that it's wrong, but again, it just comes down to personal preference. No one in life is there to tell you what you could have done, and you will never know what you could amount to. It is very arbitrary. All the decisions that you make and that you don't have to live by. You never get to see what they could have led to. And you just keep on doing what you do, and that's the only thing you're ever going to see. You're never going to know what you could have amounted to. It's highly likely that the best possible outcome that you could have had in your life, the most things that you could have done, with your current reality, you're never going to be able to do that. Possibly not even come close. You're well beyond that point, and now the most you can do is still quite a lot, but it's nowhere near what you could have done if you started at the right time. Yeah, I mean, now I'm going to talk about a gratefulness. So, we practice being grateful for the things we have, and it is a wonderful habit. I have started uh, adopting it a bit more because I have started to realize that I took a lot of things for granted. But it is a great practice. And my point about it was that it is very easy to do. Now, when I say it is easy to do, I say it is easy to point out things that we have in our lives and that we have gotten used to, and then be grateful for it. It is easy to do that because if you want to be grateful, you can be grateful. It is much more harder to imagine how better your life could have been. You get me? Like, it is easy to see things you have that you're grateful to have, because you just think that, oh, if I did not have this, life could be a lot worse. But it is not as easy to point out things that you could have had. For example, I am grateful for having joined my singing classes in January, because now I have discovered that I have a lot of passion for it, and I find joy in singing, and now I have a lot of life left to do singing further. Now, with the decision in Jan that I actually don't end up doing singing, do you think that Aryan even has a slight clue on what he missed out on? He doesn't. And I can only start to imagine how many such decisions I've made past in my life, that every single Aryan who has made the correct decision is looking down on me right now, thinking, oh my god, it would suck so much to be him. And that's the thing. Me, since I haven't made the decision and I don't get to know what could have happened if I did make the decision, I'm sitting here satisfied with myself, thinking that, oh yeah, I'm doing all I can. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, it's so easy to be satisfied with yourself. It is so easy to be happy. Now, see, it is so much easy to imagine a worse life than it is to think about something better. That's what I just said. And now this makes it harder to know what we could have done. And okay, yes, I have talked a lot in the past right now, and I am not here to just kill hope as it is. I'm just saying that even right now, you're the youngest you're ever going to be in the future. and every single future part of you is going to think of you, and many of them are going to die to like come back to the time you are in now and do something better with than compared to whatever you end up doing. So it's hard to know that what we can even do in the future if we just keep thinking like that. That no matter what I do, I'm just doing my best. No, just keep on, like, there is always better. There is always better, you won't know. It's like doing well is a relative term. You can tell yourself that you're doing well even when you're doing absolutely nothing. I have made it in life, what most people seek to say while they're dying. Like, if you think that you have lived an accomplished life or you have done well in life, that is most people's definition of being happy. That is the end goal, isn't it? But I have done well in life has no meaning if your goal was never something definite. If your goal in life was to be fulfilled, you could have achieved that by jumping off a building on the same day that you gave yourself the goal. All you had to do was just think to yourself before jumping that, oh, I am fulfilled. And guess what? With that goal, you just, yeah, no matter what you do, you were just setting yourself up for success. And if success was 100% guaranteed, there is no joy in getting that. Like, you get it, right? My goal, now talking about myself a bit, because this is indeed a video to my future self. My goal is personally, it is going to be rising above mediocrity, way above. I have tried a lot of takes in which this does not sound spoiled, and I haven't been able to do it, but it's fine. Even if this sounds dumb, I want my future self to look at me and laugh, because this is currently what I have in my mind. This is the closest thing I have to a goal. This is the closest idea I have to a future. I can't imagine myself just being a normal dude again. Like just every other dude you see in the street, I'm just one of them now. I don't want that to happen. I mean, I have been given this life, and if all I do is just live, like all I do is just exist, not even live, not even try to do something more out of it when I so easily can. Not live properly, not go through the failures, go through the successes, and just exist and just be a recipient to whatever life throws at me and not throw something back in return. It is a failure of a life for me. And I know, considering with the path I'm going down right now, that is very likely to happen. I'm scared of it. Like, I have been on the receiving end of life for so long. I want to do something myself. Like, currently I'm doing engineering, and I'm very unsatisfied where I am, even with in my studies and even in generally in life. Let it be my physique, let it be what I do on a regular basis, the way I think, the things I just have could focus on a bit more than the things I end up focusing on. And I'm very, and like that's the thing, right? Like engineering is a very replaceable field. I am just very replaceable, and me personally, I'm no special compared to all the millions of kids who are doing it with me, who are also pursuing engineering just side by side. I'm no one special. I've not even tried to do something that could make me stand out, that could give me some meaning over others, that could make me make a change. I'm no one special, I'm just average, and I'm just a single teardrop in the misery of the human race, and I'm doing nothing to rise to the top. If I don't hold myself accountable, or wait, if you don't hold yourself accountable, I don't know why, but I've realized while writing the script, I talk in a first person, so just bear with me. If you don't hold yourself accountable, it is most likely never going to happen. You will live your life as it is, and you will die happily telling yourself that I did enough, I did what I could do. Well, it doesn't hold any meaning. It doesn't. And honestly, this video could be classified as an info hazard, because now you are possibly less likely to be satisfied on your deathbed. And I'm sorry, but I just want you to know that don't just let it flow by and keep on justifying whatever you end up doing, because it's something that happened to you and you just did your best to avoid it. You know deep down if you really did. You could tell yourself that you did whatever you could, and then die happily. But you will die without getting the joy of actually fulfilling a milestone that you set yourself, that was unrealistic when you set it, but you could actually end up doing. You will miss out on the greatest joys in life, which were in chasing something unrealistic, and they were in accomplishing something that seemed impossible to everyone else, that seemed impossible to you. When you prove yourself wrong by being such a better version of yourself that the old you could not have imagined you could have been, that's what you miss out on. That's what you miss out on, because everybody keeps telling themselves that they just, it was just out of their reach. It wasn't. Come on, y'all know it. Huh. Most people will end up just living a lower quality life, and because they will never know that they did it. There will be a version of them though who made all the right decisions, who will dread to live their life, the life they are currently living, and they will be unaware of it. And that is why I say life is always good, because if you make the wrong decisions, it is often hard to see what you have missed out, but when you do make the correct decisions, you can see what you got. Now I do realize the same in the opposite sense can be said, that you do see what you have lost, but you don't see what you could have lost. And I get it, but yeah, this video is just a reminder for older me to hold myself accountable more. I know this is a pessimistic outlook, but I'd rather get more done and be truly alive in all my struggles than not live properly and be happily doing it. I would. Okay, so yeah, that's about it. I have conveyed my point. I want to push myself harder to do something better, and if this ends up helping you as well, then I'm just glad. Now, I would actually like to give an example. So, it is from a movie called Schindler's List. And if you haven't watched the movie, please end the video over here. I really want everybody to watch it because it's a great experience. A very, see, it's, if you're a child, probably don't, probably wait. But it's about World War II, but please watch it. It's a great movie. I don't want to end up spoiling it for y'all. But now I am going to quote the final scene of this movie, or the second last scene. But it fits the example so perfectly. So yeah, end the video here. Bye bye for the people who haven't watched Schindler's List. So for all the people who have watched it or don't care enough to watch it, either ways, Schindler was a German businessman. He saved over 1,100 Jews during World War II while they were getting massacred. He was a German, as I said, he was a German businessman. He initially goes to Poland so that he can get cheap Jewish labor for his like metalware company. And that was his goal. His only goal when he went there was to earn a lot of money. So, him being German, he had no obligation to help Jews. He could have joined the general Nazi agenda and just said, ki, oh, it benefits me. Why would I go against it? But no, he had morals. He decided to help them. So, he could have done that. He could have earned a lot more money if he actually did not care about his employees. He could have just used the Jews like all the rest of the Germans, then fled to Germany after World War II, and then lived a life with a shit ton of money, and nothing would have stopped him from doing that. But no, he made his life living hell and put in so much of his energy. If y'all have seen the movie, y'all know what I'm talking about. That dude did everything for them, everything that he could. He spent all his money just funding Jewish livings, funding the living of 1,100 people for over 8 months, providing them a refuge area in his, wherever he was born, I forgot the place, probably in Czechoslovakia. And he did all of that, spent all his money that he wanted to spend over himself. He saved them. He went under so many disagreements with other German officials, which, had the risk of him getting, just like a Jew supporter was looked down as much as a Jew was. And maybe not, but no, they were also, come on, you'll get the point. But like, yeah, he went out there and supported them when, how they were treated during World War II. And he did so much. In the end, he does end up saving 1,100 of them. Now, In the final scene, when World War II ends and he has to flee because now he's a criminal because he was German, and when he's leaving all 1100 of them, they give him a ring as a gift because he has done so much for them now. And in the end, he starts breaking down in front of them. He points at his car and says how much it cost him. And considering he had to give off his money, he said that he could have saved two more Jews if he had just sold his car. He took out the Nazi badge, he pointed towards it, he said it was made of gold or silver, I forgot, and that it was worth what he could have saved one more person for the last 8 months. And he starts breaking down over there. He wasn't satisfied with what he had done. Yet he had done such a big deed that nobody, almost nobody, from the people I know, from the people I will ever know, will do. And he died unsatisfied with himself. People still visit his grave. He's a hero among the community. And some people would say that, he died in sadness. What's the point? He did not live properly. But that is the deed that he did was more noble than any happiness is ever going to be worth. He did not just buy he may have sacrificed his or happiness, but he has not only given other people happiness, he has given them lives. There's just so much he could have done. The Schindler who chose to not save the Jews. Do you think if he ever found out what he could have done, do you think he could have lived with himself? Just a thought to sit on.